Hi everyone, welcome back to In Her Rubber Boots. My name is Katrina and today I want to share with you my kitchen organization. So for those of you who have been following along on my channel, you will know that I added some baskets and some hooks and stuff to the walls in the kitchen just to try and have some more space to organize and to get things off of my counters. I also now have added a new cabinet. I am so excited about this. I'm going to show it to you now. So I believe it's pronounced Hoosier. But yeah, I got this cabinet here. So you can see that's the bottom half there and the top. And it's got this metal kind of counter and it slides out. So if you want more counter space, you can have it out further. And this here board, I think that this was an added piece. So I'm hoping to get this whole thing painted. So then it'll all be one color and I think that that will look better. But this here will give me so much more counter space as well as cupboard space. And so I think having this means that I can reorganize all of my cupboards and have my kitchen be much more functional. So I just wanted to show you like some of the trouble spots in my kitchen, areas that just don't work, which is most of the kitchen. And I'm hoping with this new cabinet that I can move things around enough that I will have a better functioning and more organized kitchen. So we'll start with this. This here is kind of like the china cabinet, you could call it. Under here you can see I've organized. Don't mind, it's not very clean at the moment, but I've got like medicines up here. I've got my sort of bread basket. Toppings for the bread. Right now I've got some bags in there. I need a spot for those, but that's also cereals there. So this is definitely a better space now. But this cupboard above here, it's just too full. So I've got a lot of bowls. They're all stacked precariously. I've got kind of random stuff going on here. Got pens because my little guy gets into them otherwise. You know, it's just like too much in there. So I like this space, but I need less items in there. Then down below, it's a little hard to see. You can't open the door properly because of the dresser beside. Again, the space is not bad, but I've got a lot in here, a lot of random stuff. So it could just be better organized and have a few less things, and then it'll be easier to get at. Then there is this dresser that I've got the microwave on. Basket on top is supposed to be for cereal. It does have some cereal in there, but again, it's gotten other stuff thrown in it. The problem with this dresser is that my little guy has figured out how to open the drawers, so I'm very limited as to what I can put in it. And some of the drawers need to be fixed a little, which my dad is probably going to do, but we haven't gotten that far. So, we've got kind of snack items in there, which is okay, but the problem is that Levi opens the drawer and helps himself, so I can't do that anymore. And then same with the next drawer, so those just need to be reorganized. And then down here, I've got a mess of containers. And this is the drawer that doesn't really open properly anymore. And again, a mess of containers. So, got to figure out how to reorganize this dresser. This corner is a troublesome corner. That's like cutting boards and cheese grater and water bottles and kids' cups. It's just a mess. And up here is all of my spices. Problem with that is they're very hard to reach. So I don't know if maybe I want to put them on the lower shelf. I don't know. We'll see. This corner is also a problem. The problem is the fact that you can't get at that back corner. So I'm always trying to use as much space as possible, but then everything just gets thrown in there and you can't get at it. So very full cupboards in there. And then above the stove, again, huge mess, as you can see. And this cupboard up here isn't too bad, but again, it's just kind of bulky items that are hard to take in and out, so might want to try and reorganize that. This one here, like, whew. Problem is with this one is they're really like small shelves, but they're super, super deep, and so they're just really impractical. It's just a terrible design. And so you can see there's a lot going on in there, because really that's my main cupboard space, and so I need to work on that. Now, perhaps you're wondering about the cupboards down below. We have a lot of troubles with mice and that sort of thing because we live in an old trailer that is unfortunately falling apart. So we don't keep anything down there really. I have like a couple of items that I don't have to worry about mice, but for the most part those cupboards are pretty gross, so I don't use them at all. The drawers I do use, but I have to have containers to keep any rodents out. So I have a big-ish kitchen, but I don't have a lot of usable cupboard space. So I feel like I should probably clean up a little around here before I start emptying cupboards, because that's going to make things a lot easier. Anyone else try to carry more than they probably should? So, did you know that you actually don't have to refrigerate farm fresh eggs if I don't wash them? And I know, it sounds kind of weird, but they actually, because of whatever is on the outside of them, the coating, keeps them from going rotten. So it looks like I have a lot more jars than I thought I did, so I'm actually going to just leave that top shelf for just glass jars because I'm pretty sure I'm going to come across more as I'm cleaning. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do with this lower shelf. I can't have anything that's too food related because it gets really hot in there, I guess from that pipe that goes outside. So not that it works, but it heats it up in there. So I got to decide what I'm going to put in there that's not food related. And I've decided to move all of my containers and such into these drawers here. So at least it'll be all the same stuff in that dresser. So I will better organize those drawers with the containers in them, but for now, if I just put them in there, at least all I have to do is just organize them, and I don't have to actually figure out where I'm putting stuff. Because right now, I just want things in the right places, and the thing is that I'll probably come across more containers as I'm cleaning, so I will wait until I've done everything, and then I will organize it. So I think in the lower cabinets here, I'm going to put water bottles, to-go mugs, sippy cups, that kind of stuff. So like I said, I will probably find more stuff as I'm cleaning, but for now it is to-go mugs here, sippy cups there, water bottles here, and then all of canning type things on the top. So that cupboard is now organized. Okay, so that was the bottom part of there and there. Whew. So a lot of stuff in there, so I gotta figure out what I'm going to do with all of this stuff. Alright, so I've got the spices, seasonings, whatever there, as well as on the top. So that's easy to access. And then on this side, I still have cutting boards and the cheese grater, but then I added my measuring cups and spoons there. And then like stock, beef stock, and that kind of thing on the top. And then stuff I don't use as often, like ice cube tray and grater, like a slicer one. in the back, and like cookie cutters, that sort of thing. Alright, so I've got these snack things here. Most of this is probably going to go into the pantry that I am making in my back room. I will be showing more of that in a future video. But I will put some of the snacks that are for Levi in sort of a snack bin. Now the fun part, styling this Hoosier cabinet. I'm so excited. I love this thing. I've been looking for one of these for years, just low-key looking, and so when this one was offered to me, I was so excited. It totally goes with my style. I can't tell you what my style is, but I love Pyrex and old things, and so I have a place to display them in a practical way that I can actually, still use them and get at it, but it still looks so good. So now I get to play around and make this thing look cute. Okay, so I already think this basket's going to look good on here, so I'm going to incorporate that. I haven't decided for sure what I'm putting in it, probably something cloth related, tea towels or something, but definitely putting that there. I also thought it might be nice to use this for my eggs. It's like a ceramic piece. This here is one of my favorites. This is measuring cups, so different sizes, but all mixed up a mason jar. I can't say that I ever use it for what it's supposed to be used for, but I just think it's cute. This is a tin from when I was a kid. My mom was getting rid of it, and I just really think it's cute. I think that it's a Dutch one, so that's my background. And so it kind of holds some memories, and I thought that this style would go well with this too. That cupboard is like embarrassing because there's things down there that I didn't know that I owned. Like, did not know that I owned. I found metal bowls in there. I used some of them. I have bigger sizes out. I didn't even know I had smaller size ones. Some of them still have the plastic on from before we got married. So like they're from like 4 years ago. So that's when you know, like, you need to be going through your cupboards when you don't know what you own. Some of this stuff I will just keep in here because it's not items I use a lot, and this cupboard is really hard to get at. So I've already put back in some muffin tins and some other baking items that I don't use very often, but still do need them once in a while. See, this is what I was talking about. Like, I got this little one. I've never used it. Clearly haven't used some of these other ones still wrapped in plastic either. So I've got all this recycling to toss. I've got lids for containers that I don't even own anymore. So that stuff can go. I have a whole pile of stuff that's going to go into the pantry in the back, which again I will show in a new video. But for the rest, we're looking good. So this cupboard here is actually still quite empty, so I can add more to that, so that is very handy. This bottom cupboard's not really much to show you. I kept mostly like appliances in there and just items that aren't used very often. So at least now I know what's down there. So hopefully on camera this kind of picks up that it's more tidy. There's still a lot in there, but this top shelf is snacks for myself and my husband, or items that are kind of open or on the go. The next one is cooking supplies, so it's rice and pasta and noodles and oils and vinegars, that sort of thing. The next shelf is Levi's snacks, and I put the ice cream cones there because it was a good spot. I did it that way because the one above is not as close together, so I can stand the bottles in there. This one does not fit, so I had to do it that way. Next one is baking supplies, and then I've just changed it over so that it's easier to get at my cookie trays, and I have these bowls here. I use these a lot in the garden, so I just wanted them easy to grab, and crock pot and that sort of thing. So it's just easier to get at the items now. And my helper over here is complaining. The bottom is less practical and more just items that are now easy to access. So all of my pots and pans, as well as all of the metal bowls. So I can see them, they're easy to grab, and it looks nice and organized. So here you have probably the funnest part of this, and that is organizing all my Pyrex bowls and decorating. I actually probably will change this up for fall, but we'll see. At least for now I've got it decorated and it looks cute. So I'll end things here. If you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and join the community here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!